Hello, my name is Sarah. I oversee the running of the Charter Mark here at Inclusion Support. It is the Charter Mark's 6th birthday, so we'd like to take a moment to celebrate its success and show you how the schools have been supported to implement changes that impact the well-being of the whole school system. 6 years on, Public Health have continued to place school wellbeing at the forefront by reviewing their wellbeing guidelines in February this year. Around 80% of the Sandwell schools have now engaged in the Charter Mark, and we have recently extended our offer to the early year settings. You are now going to hear from some of our schools that have used the process to make a real difference for their school community.
I'm Miss Walton, Mental Health Lead from Crockett's Community Primary School. We decided to renew our Wellbeing Charter Mark this year because we believe that not only have we maintained our SEMH provision since the last time, but we've actually improved it. Since the last Charter Mark, all of our staff have been trained in trauma, ACEs and attachment awareness. Emotional coaching is now fully embedded. The whole process was very simple and did not cause too much disruption. Our children love the opportunity to talk about the school, their learning, the teachers and the ethos of the school. The action plan will further support us to continue to ensure that our SEMH provision is the best it can be. Thank you to your team for your support.
Working towards the Sandwell Charter Mark has been particularly beneficial this year at a time of uncertainty for staff and students alike. It has been a continuing focus to ensure mental health and inclusion is a priority when face-to-face contact is limited. We have provided support to our students through a range of different ways throughout the lockdown period and upon the return to school. Parents had twice weekly contact, and this helps us to develop our relationships with them. We're able to check to see if the students were okay at home, if they were coping with their work, but also their mental well-being as well. We provided SEN lunch clubs online via Teams, so that not only were students able to have contact with their LSA, they were also able to speak to each other. In lessons that can't happen, but in the SEN break club they were able to speak to one another and just have a catch up and see how they were coping with lockdown as well. During lessons we used breakout rooms so that students who were entitled to LSA support continued to have this in all subjects. So it meant that they were able to work at a slower pace if needed, they were able to have extra guidance, extra instructions, but also extra support. It was really important that we continued to work with inclusion support throughout this period, so we were still able to arrange learning reviews which took place via Teams. We had one-to-one meetings with the members of staff, and we also were able to feedback to parents as well to let them know that this support was still continuing. During this lockdown period we were really conscious of the fact that we were giving students work to do, academic work, but actually it was really important that they were still able to continue with their nurturing activities as well. So we created a nurture pack for them along with hot chocolate, and each student who normally receives nurture intervention received this in the post. We also told students that they were able to contact staff should they need to via email, so they knew that there was continuing support even when they couldn't have the face-to-face contact with them. Upon their return to school, we were able to provide individual nurture rooms for each year group. So with the different bubbles, they couldn't mix, but we ensured that they still had that space that they could go to during lesson time if needed. They could receive the nurture intervention, but it was also a place for them to go at break time and lunchtime as well, and these rooms were staffed. It was really important that we got to have an overview of the students' mental well-being, so we found the questionnaire very useful with regards to this. We were able to get either an individual overview if students provided their name, but if not we got an overview of the general population of the students to see whether they were coping okay and how they felt, not only about the lockdown period but also with their return to school. Don't just take my word for it though, here's what the students think.
My name is Cameron, and I was given a laptop so it could help me support and help me see my friends, and it helped me talk and communicate each other.
Where we had to do the group works, we used to go in a breakout room so we can do it with separate teachers, LSAs, and when I went in a breakout room, it was in science, it was very good because it started to help me. And also once there was a new LSA, he had his camera on, his name was Mr. Vasta. I said to him, hello, you okay? And he goes, yeah, thank you. Then I just got happy, I was so excited he was there. I muted myself proper loudly. I said to him, whoa, it's good to see you, sir, I'm so happy. And then my teacher goes, Musa, you're so excited. And I said, yes, because I'm meeting a new LSA.
Hello, I'm Sophie and I'm in year 10 and I'm going to talk about lockdown and how the teachers helped me in lockdown. So the teachers used to put you in breakout rooms and then they'd explain the work in more detail, and if you needed help then they'd let you do the work on your own first, and then they'd come back in about 10-15 minutes to see how you're getting on, and if you need any more help they'd put you back into the normal classroom and the main teacher would explain the work again, and then they'd send you off to do your work. At school, if you needed help, they'd come over to the desk and they'd sit next to you and talk to you about the work. And if you had any problems, you wouldn't have to be afraid to go and talk to a teacher because you could trust them.